Well, let me just read the title and everything, and then I'll explain to you where I'm at today. The title for the video for the 1st of November 2016 is 501c3s, Controlled Opposition or Accomplices. The cabal has been shrewd in making unlawful laws to control freedom of religion and speech. They designed a law called 501c3 that gave tax-exempt status to religious organizations that would keep silent about the criminal operations of government. The absurdity would be laughable, if not for the terror that has been inflicted on humanity around the planet. The question I keep asking is whether or not people will finally wake up, or if higher powers will take positive action to awaken humanity. My desire, of course, is for those who have a heart for truth to cast off the shackles that have kept us enslaved for several millennia. Before I even get into the video now, I wouldn't just give you the context. I went to bed early last night, and before midnight, I woke up with severe pain in my left shoulder that radiated all the way down to my arm. I took that as being a heart attack. I sat up and, of course, prayed, and it seemed like a long time. I don't know how, I didn't time it, but it seemed like a long time for the pain to finally diminish enough, but it still hurt to lay on my left side. Which I sleep on my right side or my left side, and I change positions through the course of a night. But to lay on my left side hurt, and my left hand is still pretty numb. Like my feet have been numb for a long time, and I don't know if that's a side effect or not. Then I'm taking my granddaughter to school this morning, and I pick her up at the house, and we go out her street and make the right to go out to the main road, and I realize I have a flat tire. So I pull over to the side of the road, and it takes about 15 to 20 minutes for me to change the tire without any power jacks or anything, just a normal jack, plus the way the curb was sort of in the way of me doing the work, making it more difficult for me. But I did get the job done, and now I have another tire put on there. So anyway, that's enough of the story. Controlled opposition or accomplices. 501c3, what it did is it put a control on anybody that would have a different viewpoint and prevent them, give them an incentive not to express themselves in a public forum, such as a church. And I'm sure it applies, they use other laws to apply to various other public meetings. They don't want people to know the truth. And they, meaning the cabal, the entities that have run roughshod over human rights for a long, long time. As I said in the blurb, for millennia. They've enslaved us. I think at the higher level, it's a demonic entity. But at the lower level, it's the most malevolent human beings that have had their consciences seared and have a different intent for humanity than to liberate us. Their intent is to control us and to keep us into manageable parameters as much as possible. And there are many people on the planet that have become accomplices of this game plan. They decide that, oh, this is a good system where we can take advantage of people that are less intelligent, less wealthy. We can take advantage and we can keep them enslaved, and it can be to our advantage. We can make money off of them. But the way that they've accomplished this is they've silenced the outspoken critics for the most part. Thank God for the internet. The internet, though, they created it to spy on humanity. It actually had a certain level of freedom that allowed free expression. And I've taken advantage of that as much as I can for the past several years. And will continue to do that, I suppose, as long as I'm able. Although I really don't know at this point how much longer, how many more of these challenges, health challenges, I will be able to survive. So far, I've been very fortunate that that they do pass and that I'm able to get back to some level of normalcy. But I'd really like to be able to be enthused by positive changes that can be seen and measured. You know, it's interesting with this election coming up. I was talking to my two youngest grandkids today, after picking them up from school at two different times, and I found out that their parents are voting for Hillary. This is blasphemous to me. I mean, but then again, my son-in-law, his father has been involved somehow with the Jesuits, and the Jesuits are part of the criminal cabal. So I understand the level of influence that has been inflicted on my family to allow them to even think that Hillary is somebody worth voting for. I mean, obviously, they don't pay attention to my videos, and they don't pay attention to all of the information that's out there that exposes the corruption, not just of the Clintons, but of the Bushes and of Obama and of our government in general, that is being run by Jesuits and by Zionists and by people pretending to sometimes be Muslims or whatever. But these are the people behind the scenes that seem to be able to influence and pull the strings, and they're able to get away with it again because we are silenced by 501c3s. We are not supposed to tell the truth because then it's going to cost us if we expose the reality. So most churches are very cooperative and glad to abide by the rules set up by these charlatans and relinquish free speech and freedom of religion to these who only want to enslave us. I wish we would wake up. Will we? I don't know. Not without divine intervention, I don't think. But we'll see. It's my prayer that we not only will awaken, but that we will throw off the shackles and finally be free at last. Free at last. Thank you for listening. Namaste.